The world of science. The world of science part E. Science is the study of the world around us. It helps us understand how everything works. From the smallest atom to the largest galaxy. Science is not only a collection of facts. It is a way of thinking, exploring, observing, and discovering truth through evidence. Human progress became possible only because of science. Every tool, every machine, every discovery, and every piece of knowledge that shapes our modern life is connected to science. Science begins with curiosity. You know, when a child asks why the sky is blue or how birds fly, that is science. When an adult wonders how diseases spread or how electricity powers a home, that is science. Curiosity opens the door to learning. Scientists use questions to explore the unknown. They create experiments, collect data, and analyze the results. This process is known as the scientific method. The scientific method. The scientific method has several important steps. First is observation. A scientist watches something happen or notices a pattern. Second is forming a question. This question must be something that can be tested. Third is the hypothesis. A hypothesis is an educated guess or possible answer. Fourth is experimentation. Scientists design experiments to test their ideas. Fifth is analysis. They study the results to see if the hypothesis was correct. Finally comes the conclusion. The conclusion either supports the hypothesis or shows that it was wrong. If the hypothesis is wrong, that is not a failure. It is useful information that brings science one step closer to the truth. Branches of science. Science is divided into many branches. One of the largest is physical science. This includes physics and chemistry. Physics studies matter, energy, motion, and forces. It explains how objects move, how light travels, and how gravity works. Chemistry studies substances and how they react. It explains how atoms combine to form molecules and how chemical reactions create new materials. Another branch is life science, also called biology. Biology explores living things. It studies plants, animals, humans, and tiny microorganisms. It explains how cells function, and how organs work together, and how life evolved over millions of years. Biology also explores genetics, the science of inherited traits. It explains how information passes from parents to children through DNA. Down-to-earth science is another important field. It studies the planet we live on. Earth science includes geology, meteorology, and oceanography. Geology explores rocks, minerals, mountains, and earthquakes. Meteorology studies weather, storms, and climate. Oceanography investigates the oceans, waves, and marine life. Earth science helps us understand natural disasters, water resources, and environmental changes. Men. Astronomy is the science of the universe. It explores stars, planets, galaxies, and everything beyond Earth. Astronomers study the birth and death of stars, the movement of planets, Chi-Ike and the mysteries of black holes. Astronomy helps us understand our place in the universe and teaches us about the origins of time and space. Importance of science. Cryo. Science makes life easier, safer, and more comfortable. Modern medicine saves millions of lives through vaccines, surgery, and advanced treatments. Technology, powered by science, gives us computers, smartphones, the internet, and communication systems. Transportation systems like cars, trains, and airplanes exist because of scientific understanding. Mengder. Agriculture uses science to grow healthier food and feed millions of people. Energy systems like solar power and hydroelectric plants are the result of scientific progress. Science also helps protect the planet. Environmental science studies pollution, climate change, and the health of ecosystems. Scientists develop solutions to protect forests, oceans, rivers, and wildlife. Monde. They study renewable energy to reduce the use of fossil fuels. They develop recycling methods and create eco-friendly materials. Science gives us the tools to protect nature and create a better future. Mabinger. The nature of scientific knowledge. One important feature of science is that it always grows. New discoveries are made every day. Old ideas are tested and sometimes replaced by better explanations. Ends. Science is never afraid to change. This makes science powerful. It seeks truth, not tradition. When evidence changes, science changes with it. This flexible nature makes scientific knowledge trustworthy. Mean human curiosity and exploration. Humans have always been explorers. Ancient civilizations used simple tools to observe the stars and predict seasons. They studied herbs to create early forms of medicine. Datmans. Over time, scientific knowledge grew. The invention of the telescope revealed planets and moons. The microscope showed bacteria and cells. The discovery of electricity transformed the world. Lange. The study of genetics revealed the code of life. Space missions carried humans beyond Earth. All of this began MDN part. Our science shapes every part of our daily life, often in ways we do not notice. When we switch on a light, open a fridge, or send a message on a phone, we are using the results of hundreds of scientific discoveries. These discoveries come from thousands of scientists across the world, each working to understand a small part of the natural world. When these pieces come together, they create the modern lifestyle we enjoy. Work, physics, and the laws of nature. Physics is one of the most important branches of science because it explains the basic rules of the universe. 1. Everything in nature follows these rules. Gravity pulls objects toward Earth. Motion follows patterns that can be measured. Energy can change forms but cannot disappear. These laws never change. They are universal. Gravity is one of the most powerful forces in the universe. It holds planets in orbit around stars and keeps galaxies together. On Earth, gravity keeps our feet on the ground. Without gravity, life as we know it would not exist. The study of gravity led to major discoveries about planets, stars, and space. Another important concept in physics is energy. Energy comes in many forms such as heat, light, electricity, motion, and sound. All machines and technology depend on energy. The sun provides energy that supports all life on Earth. Plants. Plants use sunlight to make food through photosynthesis. Animals eat plants or other animals to gain energy. Humans burn fuels or use electricity to power devices. Energy connects everything in the universe. Chemistry and the building blocks of matter. Chemistry explains what everything is made of. The world is built from tiny particles called atoms. Atoms join together to form molecules. Temps. Every object, living or non-living, is made from different combinations of atoms. Water, for example, is made of hydrogen and oxygen atoms. The air we breathe is a mixture of nitrogen, oxygen, and other gases. Chemical reactions happen all around us. When iron rusts, a reaction occurs between metal and oxygen. When food cooks, heat causes chemical changes that make it taste better and become safe to eat. When we digest food, our body uses chemical reactions to turn it into energy. Chemistry also helps create new materials. Scientists design plastics, medicines, cleaning products, fertilizers, and countless other items. The clothes we wear, the medicines we take, and the objects we use daily all come from chemical science, biology, and the study of life. Biology helps us understand living things. All life is made of cells. Some living things have only one cell, like bacteria. Others, like humans, have trillions of cells working together. Each cell performs important functions. Cells take in nutrients, produce energy, and remove waste. The study of DNA changed biology forever. DNA carries instructions that tell living things how to grow and function. These instructions pass from parents. DNA explains why we resemble our parents and how traits like eye color or height are inherited. Scientists use genetic research to study diseases and develop treatments. Biology also explains how living things interact with each other and with the environment. Plants produce oxygen, animals breathe it, and both depend on sunlight and water. When every ecosystem has its own balance. If one species disappears, the whole system can be affected. Studying these connections helps scientists protect nature and maintain biodiversity. LEANed: Earth, Science, and the Changing Planet. Earth science helps us understand our home planet. Scientists study mountains, rivers, oceans, and weather patterns. LAMD: They explore how earthquakes and volcanoes occur. They study climate and how human activity affects the environment. Weather is controlled by temperature, air pressure, and moisture. Meteorologists use satellites, sensors, and computers to predict storms, rain, and heat waves. Accurate weather forecasts help protect people and guide important decisions in farming, travel, and everyday planning. Geologists study rocks and minerals. They learn how mountains form and how continents move over millions of years. This movement is called plate tectonics. It explains earthquakes, volcanoes, and the creation of new land. Oceanographers study the deep sea. Oceans cover most of Earth and contain many life forms still not discovered. The movement of ocean currents influences climate across the world. MUND: Astronomy and the Universe. Beyond Astronomy explores everything that exists beyond Earth. Scientists use telescopes on land and in space to observe distant stars and galaxies. MUNDEST: These observations reveal the history of the universe. They show how stars are born, how they burn, and how they eventually die. The universe is incredibly large. Our sun is just one star among billions in the Milky Way galaxy. And the Milky Way is only one among billions of galaxies. Astronomy helps us understand how all of this began. MOND: The leading explanation is the Big Bang Theory, which suggests the universe started from a tiny point, an extremely dead. Astronomers also study planets outside our solar system called exoplanets. LENGD: Some of these planets may have conditions that support life. Space exploration missions help answer big questions, such as whether life exists beyond Earth. CART: SAN: Science continues to grow because humans never stop asking questions. Every answer leads to a new question. Every discovery opens a new path for exploration. This endless cycle helps science expand across every field. MEND: The role of technology in modern science. Technology plays a major role in scientific progress. Without advanced tools, scientists could not explore space, study tiny cells, or map the inside of the human body. Technology and science support each other. Science creates new technology, and technology helps science uncover new knowledge. Computers have transformed the world of research. LUMDAND: They allow scientists to analyze huge amounts of data quickly. They simulate weather patterns, predict climate changes, and model the movement of planets. The Rose Therapeution MINS: With powerful computers, scientists can study molecules and design new medicines faster than ever before. Microscopes have also changed science. Early microscopes showed simple shapes, amdand. But modern microscopes can see viruses, proteins, and even atoms. These powerful tools help scientists understand diseases, discover new organisms, and study the building blocks of life. Manned. Telescopes are another example. With them, scientists can observe distant galaxies and stars that are billions of light years away. Space telescopes avoid the atmosphere of Earth, giving clearer and more detailed images of the universe. These tools help uncover mysteries about space, dark matter, and the future of the universe. Benja's Medicine and the Science of Health. Medical science is one of the most important achievements of human history. In ancient times, people had very limited knowledge about the body. Many diseases were mysterious and deadly. Today, modern medicine uses advanced research to diagnose, prevent, and treat illnesses. Vaccines protect millions of people from dangerous diseases. They work by training the immune system to recognize and fight harmful germs. Antibiotics treat bacterial infections and save countless lives. Surgery has advanced through scientific research on anatomy, tools, and techniques. Doctors can now perform operations on the heart, brain, and other delicate organs with high precision. Medical imaging technologies allow doctors to see inside the body without surgery. X-rays, CT scans, MRI machines, and ultrasound help diagnose injuries, tumors, and internal problems. Scientists also study viruses, bacteria, and the immune system to develop better treatments. Genetic research has opened new possibilities. Scientists can identify genes linked to diseases, understand how traits are inherited, and develop personalized medicine. Some treatments target specific genes or proteins in the body. These advancements offer hope for curing illnesses that were once untreatable. Environmental science and the future of the planet. Environmental science focuses on protecting Earth. Human activity has created pollution, climate change, deforestation, and loss of biodiversity. Scientists study these problems to find solutions that keep the planet healthy. Climate. Scientists examine how rising temperatures affect oceans, weather, and ecosystems. They study greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide and methane, which trap heat in the atmosphere. They track melting ice, rising sea levels, and extreme weather patterns. Their research helps guide global decisions. Environmental scientists work on renewable energy sources, such as solar, wind, and hydro power. These sources do not harm the environment as much as fossil fuels. Solar panels convert sunlight into electricity. Wind turbines generate power from moving air. Hydroelectric dams use flowing water to produce energy. Researchers also develop eco-friendly materials and promote recycling. They study ways to reduce waste, protect forests, and restore wildlife habitats. Conservation science plays a vital role in preserving species that are in danger of extinction. Scientific communication. Science is useful only when it is shared. Scientists write research papers, attend conferences, and communicate with the public. Clear communication helps spread knowledge across the world. When scientific information reaches teachers, doctors, engineers, and everyday people, it becomes powerful. Science education is also important. Schools teach students to think critically, ask questions, and solve problems. These skills are essential for future scientists and for anyone living in a modern society. Leaned. When people understand science, they can make informed decisions about health, technology, and the environment. Challenges in science. Although science is powerful, it faces many challenges. Land. Research requires time, money, and teamwork. Some discoveries take decades of effort. Some experiments fail many times before success. Scientists must remain patient and dedicated. Mont. Another challenge is misinformation. False information spreads quickly, especially online. People may believe ideas that are not supported by evidence. Scientists work hard to correct misinformation by providing clear, accurate knowledge. Ethical questions also arise in science. Some research, especially in genetics or artificial intelligence, raises concerns about privacy, fairness, and safety. Scientists must consider the impact of their work on society. Part. Sea science becomes more powerful when different fields work together. Many of the greatest discoveries happen when scientists combine ideas from physics, chemistry, biology, engineering, and mathematics. This teamwork creates new branches of science and opens doors to new possibilities. Interdisciplinary science. Interdisciplinary science means mixing different fields to solve complex problems. For example, biotechnology uses biology and technology together. It allows scientists to create new medicines, improve crops, and study diseases at the molecular level. Nanotechnology combines physics, chemistry, and engineering. It studies extremely tiny particles, often smaller than 1/1000th of a meter. Nanotechnology is used to create stronger materials, smart electronics, and targeted drug treatments. Environmental engineering brings together biology, chemistry, and earth science. It helps design systems that reduce pollution, clean water, and protect natural habitats. This type of science helps communities manage waste, build safer cities, and reduce the effects of climate change. Astrobiology mixes astronomy and biology to explore the possibility of life beyond Earth. Scientists studied planets, moons, and extreme environments. to understand where life might exist in the universe. Scientific research and experimentation. Research is the heart of all scientific knowledge. Scientists spend years studying a single question. They conduct experiments, gather data, and test ideas over and over again. Each result brings them closer to understanding. There are two main types of scientific research: basic and applied. Basic research seeks knowledge for the sake of understanding. It answers questions like how atoms behave or how cells divide. Applied research uses scientific knowledge to solve practical problems, such as creating new medicines or improving technology. Baindia. Experiments must be carefully designed. A good experiment includes a control group, variables, and repeated trials. The results must be measurable and unbiased. Scientists often repeat experiments many times to confirm accuracy. Collaboration also increases reliability, as different teams may test the same idea independently. Minda. The role of mathematics in science. Mathematics is the language of science. Without math, scientists cannot measure, calculate, or analyze data. Physics uses math to describe motion, energy, waves, and forces. Gemmed. Chemistry uses math to balance equations and measure reactions. Biology uses math to study populations, genetics, and ecological patterns. Earth science uses math to model climate changes. Predict earthquakes and understand the movement of tectonic plates. Mathematics helps turn observations into formulas and predictions. It allows scientists to test ideas and compare results. Bund. Even modern technologies like computers and artificial intelligence are built on complex mathematical principles. Robotics and artificial intelligence. Robotics and artificial intelligence have become important fields in modern science. Mendia. Robots are machines that can perform tasks, often with the help of sensors, motors, and programmed instructions. They are used in factories, hospitals, research labs, and even space missions. Being artificial intelligence, or AI, allows machines to learn from data. AI can recognize patterns, translate languages, drive vehicles, and even help doctors diagnose diseases. GAI is becoming a powerful tool for scientific research. It analyzes data faster than humans and can identify patterns that would take years to discover manually. Mond. Robots work in dangerous environments such as mines, deep oceans, and space. They help scientists collect samples, repair equipment, and explore places humans cannot reach. In medicine, robotic surgery tools assist doctors with precise movements. In agriculture, robots help plant and harvest crops. Space exploration and human curiosity. Space exploration is one of humanity's greatest achievements. When humans first landed on the moon, it proved that science and technology could overcome challenges that once seemed impossible. Space agencies continue to explore planets, moons, asteroids, and comets. MD rovers on Mars study rocks and soil to learn about the planet's history. Telescopes in space observe distant galaxies and search for planets where life might exist. MUMT. Missions to the moon aim to build bases where astronauts can live and study. Future missions may explore deeper into the solar system, possibly reaching moons like Europa or Titan, which may have oceans beneath their icy surfaces. Space exploration. It pushes science forward by developing new technologies, improving communication systems, and helping us understand the universe. The impact of science on society. Science affects every part of society. It influences education, medicine, engineering, agriculture, and communication. It shapes global economies and improves quality of life. Through science, people live longer, travel farther, and connect more easily. Scientific knowledge helps governments make decisions about health, safety, and the environment. It supports industries that create jobs and products. Science even plays a role in art and creativity, inspiring new inventions and designs. Science also encourages critical thinking. It teaches people to examine evidence, question information, and avoid false beliefs. A society that values science becomes stronger, more informed, and more capable of solving challenges. Part. Science expands because humans continue to explore the unknown. Every generation adds new knowledge. Every tool, every experiment, and every idea helps build a better understanding of the universe. As scientific knowledge grows, society evolves with it. Evolution of scientific tools. Throughout history, scientific tools have changed dramatically. Early scientists used simple instruments like magnifying glasses, compasses, and basic telescopes. These tools helped them observe the world more closely. Over time, technology improved and tools became more advanced. Modern laboratories use machines that can measure incredibly small changes in temperature, pressure, and chemical composition. Microscopes can zoom in on structures smaller than a virus. Telescopes can capture images of distant galaxies. Sensors can analyze air quality, water purity, and radiation levels. Computers are among the most important scientific tools. They help store data, analyze results, run simulations, and create models. Computer simulations, allow scientists to test ideas that cannot be tested in real life. For example, they can model the formation of a star or simulate the effects of a meteor hitting Earth. Robotic tools collect samples from the deep ocean, the Arctic, and other extreme environments. Some robots even explore the surface of Mars. Without these tools, much of modern science would not be possible. Science in everyday life. Even people who are not scientists use science every day. Being when someone cooks food, they use chemistry. When they exercise, they use biology and physics. When they use a phone or computer, they use technology developed through scientific research. Electricity is a major example. It powers lights, appliances, computers, and transportation. Scientists discovered how electricity works, how to generate it, and how to distribute it safely. Today, electrical power stations and renewable energy systems supply energy to millions of homes. Transportation is another example of science in action. Cars use physics to turn fuel into motion. Airplanes use aerodynamic principles to lift off the ground. Trains use mechanical and electrical systems to travel long distances quickly. Navigation systems use satellites and mathematics to guide travelers. Communication systems such as the Internet, mobile networks, and satellite signals are built on scientific discoveries. Without them, modern life would be much slower and less connected. Dumdia, agriculture and food science. Agriculture has changed greatly because of science. Early farmers relied on basic tools and natural weather patterns. Today, farmers use advanced machines, fertilizers, and irrigation systems. They grow crops more efficiently and feed larger populations. Food science helps improve nutrition, safety, and storage. Scientists study how to preserve food, prevent contamination, and increase shelf life. They develop better packaging materials and methods to keep food fresh. Mod. Genetic research helps create crops that are more nutritious and resistant to disease. Scientists also study soil quality, weather patterns, and water usage to make farming more sustainable. These advancements help reduce hunger and support growing populations. The science of materials. Material science is the study of different substances and how they behave. Scientists create new materials with special properties. Some are stronger than steel, but lighter than plastic. Others can conduct electricity, resist heat, or stretch without breaking. Materials are used in buildings, phones, spacecraft, medical devices, and everyday objects. For example, lightweight metals help build airplanes. Heat-resistant tiles protect spacecraft when they re-enter the atmosphere. Waterproof fabrics keep people dry during rain. Advanced materials also help build energy-efficient machines. And environmentally friendly products. Scientific discovery. Through history, science has a long history. Ancient civilizations made early discoveries about astronomy, mathematics, and medicine. Greek philosophers asked questions about the nature of the universe. Muslim scientists made important contributions in chemistry, mathematics, astronomy, and medicine. European scientists later developed new theories, tools, and methods. Many famous scientists shaped the world. Isaac Newton described the laws of motion, lambda. Marie Curie studied radioactivity. Albert Einstein developed theories about space, time, and energy. Charles Darwin studied evolution. These discoveries changed the world forever. Genda. But science is not limited to famous names. Thousands of scientists work quietly in laboratories, universities, and research centers. They contribute to the body of knowledge that supports modern life. Banders. Their work may not always be famous, but it is essential. The power of observation. Observation is one of the oldest scientific skills. Before tools and technology existed, people used their senses to study nature. Meda. They watched the movement of stars, the behavior of animals, and the growth of plants. These observations helped early humans develop calendars, farming methods, and medicine. Today, observation is still important. Scientists carefully observe ecosystems, chemical reactions, and human behavior. They use cameras, sensors, and recording devices to collect accurate information. Beamed. Observation helps detect patterns and understand how natural systems work. Part. Lu science grows through careful thinking, observation, and experimentation. Main. To understand the world more deeply. Scientists often ask questions that seem simple, but led to complex answers. This curiosity is the fuel that drives every discovery. Lemja. The importance of asking questions. Every scientific journey begins with a question. Why does something happen? How does it work? What is the cause behind a certain effect? Land these questions. Guide scientists as they design experiments and search for explanations. Children naturally ask many questions about the world. This curiosity is the foundation of science. Jane, as people grow older, some stop asking questions. Scientists, however, continue to explore. They remain curious throughout their lives. They believe that even familiar things can reveal new secrets, if studied closely. Asking questions also prevents assumptions. Without questions, people might accept incorrect ideas. Science teaches that knowledge must be tested, not simply believed. This mindset protects society from false information and helps uncover the truth. Observation and measurement. Observation is more than just looking. It involves noticing details,